Hello, my name is Arthur Cortland. Everybody calls me Major. I come from East St. Louis. I was born and raised here. Graduated from East Side. Um, I'm the oldest of three. I have two younger brothers. My mother was a single parent, and well, I take that back. She was married for a while, but wasn't to my father. He was abusive, and led to me being. I think that abuse led me to become an artist. Um, it opened up a creative door in my mind to get out of the abuse. After graduating from high school, I attended a little business class, and then from there, I became an entrepreneur. I've always been creative, so I think the abuse caused the creativity, um, because I took from the ugly, I turned it into art, and I'm an artist at everything I do. I create and design, interior design, landscaping, exterior work on homes and stuff like that. But backing up, lived in the Greystone Apartments, then moved to 52nd and State. I was always kind of loner, so I really didn't deal with too many of my friends from East St. Louis. I always kind of hung out in St. Louis, because it was always some trouble. Some kids weren't doing stuff. Later in years, around 14, I met a young lady. She was 12, I was 14. We kind of dated. I ended up marrying her at age 21. I married her. She was 18. Married her. We ended up having three. We had three children, two girls and one boy. Um, After my second daughter was born, I became addicted to crack cocaine. That ran probably around. I did that for probably, I want to say, around around 8 years, 9 years of using crack cocaine. At 34, I'm jumping around, so I might go back a little bit. But at 34, uh, my grandfather had always told me that if I wasn't shit, but by the time I was 35, that I wasn't gonna be nothing. So that stuck in my head throughout my life. Him saying that, and he was the only role model I had, basically, because there was no father there. My mother she was always working and stuff. So, I at 34, I decided I was gonna be. Well, I take that back. My baby mother told my wife told my kids that, oh, your daddy's still on drugs. So my kids one day said to me, Daddy, if you don't get cleaned up, you're gonna miss out on us growing up. And that hit me because I said I never wanted to be like my father. My father was not present. I didn't even get to meet my father until I was about 15 or 16. And then he died at 18. So I felt like I was cheated in that aspect also, because I really wanted to have a dad. I really wanted a father. And he was, even after I got to know him a little bit, for the few years I did know him, he wasn't a father. He never gave me the attention that a son needed from his father. So he died, and then my kids. Going back to where my kids were talking about me and the drugs. My mother was always there. She never shut her door on me, no matter how many drugs I used, no matter what I did, how I stole from her. She never shut her door on me. If I knocked at the door at 3 o'clock in the morning, she got up and let me in. So she gave me a lot of support. My kids saying that I was gonna miss out on them growing up, that affected me. My wife was, telling me things that was affecting her. So there was some intricate parts of my life that helped me to make the decision to get clean and sober. I've been clean 24 years now. June will make 24 years. But back and forth, I'm just hopping around. Like I said, I went through a lot. I became homeless. I lived under a bridge for like 8 months. I'm sorry, my phone is. That's a crazy ringtone. I lived under a bridge for about 8 months. I think I'm quite sure, in retrospect, looking back, I think that I did that because my mother never shut me out. and I never really was hitting rock bottom. Everybody kept saying I went to a number of treatments. So my mother was she always opened the door no matter what. That's her son, her firstborn. She's not gonna give up on me, and I appreciate her to this day. She lives with me at this point. Lives with me now. But the struggle is real out there, and I see a lot of people here in East St. Louis. They just don't make it. Some make it out, some fall into the cracks of the city, and they never make it out. I've always had this aspect and dream of being a millionaire and being rich. I've worked for myself. I've been unable to work for anybody because I feel like there was something in me that told me I could make it out here, and that's what I've done. After I got clean and sober, started off with a few jobs. I have worked no longer than a year at any one job because I've always created my own lane. And I thank God for me being able to recognize that part of me, that I was really creative and able to do that kind of thing. After I got clean, my wife had moved to South Bend, Indiana. They had took my youngest daughter. So I had just got clean. I was only 3 months clean at that time. And my sponsor said, don't make any sudden moves. You need to think about what you're doing because it'll cause you as an addict to go back. I said, I'm done with it. Because I had been to 12, 13 treatment centers before. And now this time I knew it was over. I went to South Bend, Indiana, transferred from a job I had up here, went down there, got myself together, got a 3-bedroom home there, moved my baby girl in, then got my daughter, then my other daughter, my oldest daughter, and then got my son. So I had custody of my kids. My wife decided to move back to Illinois from South Bend, so I told her I wasn't coming back. I wasn't going back. I'm going to Atlanta. So I moved to Atlanta. A part of that was me trying to find my niche. I had been searching for who I am and what I was going to be all these years, and a part of my addiction was there was some abuse going on. My stepfather would slap upside the head type stuff. It was crazy. I went through a lot of mental abuse, him fighting my mother, all that. So that abuse, I had to find out where I was going to be, what I was going to do in life. I finally I figured out that I'm going to create and design. I've been creating and designing things my entire life. Even when I was an addict, I was doing things, that kind of people always amazed with the stuff that I did. So I moved to Atlanta, started a landscaping business, started making about $250,000 a year, landscaping, hotels, apartment complexes, Tyler Perry cameraman, you name it. I was doing big business there. I also, during that time, I kind of did a little drug dealing, but I started that before I got my landscaping stuff done. I got in the drug stuff and then made enough money, got my first lawnmower, truck, all that in the drugs, and then I got out of the game. Nobody believed that I had got out. My nickname at that time was Black. Nobody believed that I had got out of the game, and I was like, I'm done. And it's like, man, come on, bro, we need you. You bringing us money. You making money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but this is not a career. You can't make a career out of drug dealing. And I tell a lot of these young people out here, the people that I do know that's drug dealing out, they're accountants. They really don't know. Like, you're a street accountant. Like, you have a degree in street accounting. So if you ever decide to stop, think about what you've been doing. Use that, apply that to a business, and then start doing something to become an entrepreneur. Right now, I mentor. If you were to go to Cahokia, Illinois, and ask the youth out there who major is, everybody calls me Unc. And when I tell you I mentor to so many of the youth, because I see myself in them. I try to uplift each one of them. I'm teaching them about how to start their own businesses. I'm showing them how to start building generational wealth. If I had their youth, if I had their age on my side, I would be a millionaire today. But I'm in the process of that coming too. We'll get to that. I've got a product that I've invented, and it's a multi-million-dollar product. Been offered $50 million for my product. turned it down because I'm, again, trying to build generational wealth. And I'm teaching entrepreneurship, teaching youth about how not to become a father. This is one of the things I do. I pass these out to the, oh, no, wait. All right. Pass these out to all the youth. Condoms. I'm giving them to all my little brothers. And I'm giving them to the females too, because guess what? If he ain't got one, you got one to back yourself up. You know, so it's all about the youth right now, because they're our future. And some of these kids don't have fathers, don't have no uncles around. Their mothers are out in the streets. They need somebody. When I tell you, they come to me and they talk to me about all their problems. It's unbelievable. If you would ever interview me or talk to me at BP gas station, you'll see how many of the youth come in and be like, "What's up, Unc? What's up?" Because I'm trying to show them, and I'm never gonna give them any bad advice. To my knowledge, I'm gonna always give them something positive and uplifting. They come in and ask for my energy. I never heard nobody say that. I need your energy, Unc. They'll give me a hug and hold me. Unc, I need some of that energy, man, because you always smiling. You never frown. Even when I'm going through things, it's not. I've found a way to deal with the pain or what I'm going through with a smile, and it may be, I don't know, they may say that's some psychological issues, but it's not. The for real part about it is that everybody doesn't have to know what you're going through. And when I show my energy to see other people smile and see other people uplifted, that brings whatever I'm going through, it takes all that away, because I'm looking at it like, I thought my situation was bad. Then I see somebody else's situation, I'm like, mine is nothing, so let that go. Move on to the next thing and keep uplifting. And that's what I do. I uplift all the youth out there, man. And that's some of the my life is a lot more rough than what, this is just a little brief peek into my life. But I tell people this all the time. Oh, you don't, you know, some people say, you don't do that much. Bro, if you got it, put your feet in my shoes, you would walk backwards the rest of your life. You would walk backwards because you wouldn't want to go through what I've been through. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a proud East St. Louisan. I'll go down in history as an inventor. I've got a patent on the product, and I will go down in history as a black inventor, which they tried to steal. Them people out there tried to steal my product, but they can't because I'm patented. So yeah, you know, I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be a part of this, because I got lucky, and I got lucky in life. I'm a black man. That's the best thing, and our people don't realize we are the beginning. It's all about us. We may be down and going through something because they pitted us against each other, but that's not what it is. We need to figure out and start helping our youth, the ones that are lost right now. If I could save one, bro, when I tell you, that'd be well worth all the struggles, all the talks I've had with 100 different or 1,000 different kids. If I could save one out of them, although I'm gonna save more than that. You know, I can't. My mother said, "You can't save them all." My mother tells me that. People tell me, "You can't save them all." I wouldn't even waste my time talking, because they're gonna do what they're gonna do anyway. I said, that's the idea that keeps them lost. Because people like you can't think that way. You got to give them a chance, because you was a kid once and you were led by other kids. You know, so no, I'm not giving up on none of our kids, because they all mine. Every one of them. I'm telling you, go to Colgate. Matter of fact, I want you to come out there one day and interview me with my youth, and they're gonna tell you about me. And I'm not looking for I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I'm saying this because I want other men, black men, to see that we need to support these kids. I heard. Don't turn your back on them. Don't pull your gun on them. You know what I'm saying? Talk to them. I see kids with guns all the time, and they be like, "Uncle, I need my gun to protect myself." I said, if you wasn't out there doing stuff to have a gun, you wouldn't need one. It's a lot of these kids out here, they ain't got guns, they ain't getting shot, they ain't shooting at nobody, none of that. So you gotta think about what you're doing to put yourself in that situation, and that's what I talk to them about, bro. It's 100 with me all the way across the board. I'm gonna keep it 100 with the kids. Anybody that I talk to, I'm gonna keep it 100. And any questions asked, I gotta answer. My mother says her favorite thing loves to hear me say is, she said, if somebody says, "I got a question," my response today is, "I got an answer." It might not be the answer you want to hear, but I got an answer for you. So I've always been that way, man. God has blessed me with the gift of gab to be able to communicate with people. When I get around white people, I turn into a white boy. My verbal vernacular is on point, and we have to be able to adjust to wherever we are. If you're in the hood, you can talk hood, but sometimes I get lost in the hood and talk like a white boy, and they be like, "What are you talking like that?" My kids just like me, "Daddy, why are you talking like that?" I said, one day in life you're gonna get into a professional field, and you may need to talk proper English. They may not want to talk about hear you saying, off the wall stuff. So, and it's not off the wall; it's just who we are. I can't take away from none of that. It's just where we come from, But we are the kings. There's kings and queens, and that's who we are, and we need to recognize that. They just Germany just opened up the vault with all the Black history, all the biblical stuff we've been looking at thinking as white folks. It's us. We're the beginning of this. We're the beginning of everything. The oldest skeletal remains is a Black person. So what does that tell you? Come on now. And we need to stop fighting against each other. But the day gonna come when we gonna come together. And I'm never gonna give on that. If I'm dead and gone, I'll be back. If I die and leave here, believe me, when I'm come back, I'm gonna come back in somebody else. There's gonna be another me out here. Trust and believe. I wish I had 5 of me right now, because we spread the news a lot better and a lot faster. So yeah, that's what I meant, man.
Okay, you told us about this big time invention. You want to show it to us, or explain it to us, and we need to know what's going on with that.
Okay. So, I say again, I've invented and created a lot of things in my life. My first idea, I'm gonna tell you about that real quick. I invented it was a chocolate covered potato chip. Now, people say chocolate and potato chip. Well, one day I was eating that candy bar and bit off and ate some chips, and the chocolate and the salt came together and it tasted good. I'm like, damn, that's fire. So I melted some chocolate and drizzled it over some chips and passed it to my whole community. I made enough of. I bought like 10 big bags of Lay's potato chips and put the chocolate on them. Made little small bags of them and typed up survey sheets and passed them to all my community, everybody in my community. Everybody, I said, tell me what you think of it. I got great reviews on it. So I submitted it to Lay's. I didn't know anything about, at that time, I was young, a lot younger. I didn't know anything about the patenting process. Well, I should have got a patent. They came out with my potato chips. When they hit the market, my kids was like, "Daddy, they got your potato chips on the market. They got them in the stores now." I was like, "No, they ain't." And then a partner of mine called me. He was like, "Bro, remember you made them chocolate covered potato chips?" I was like, "Yeah." He said, "Bro, they got them. Lay's got them." So I went and bought a bag. I was like, "Oh shit, this was real." So I called them and they tell me, "Oh, we gave you a reference number when you submitted the idea. Do you have that reference number?" It had been 10 years. I don't know where that piece of paper was at. So they said, "That's the only way we could pull up. We don't have it. We don't store it by name. We store it by that number." I didn't have it. So I lost out on that one. But then I was blessed with another one. I got 3 more, but this one is my greatest one I'm about to show you. I've invented a ramp system. It's called the Easy Loader Ramp. I've designed some ramps that are multifunctional. They're built into your truck, and you never ever have to worry about where your ramps are ever stored again, because I've come up with a way to keep them with you at all times. They're designed to go on cargo pickup trucks, cargo vans, and utility trailers. So when I tell you this, and whoever looks at this interview, and I tell you that they offered me $50 million and I turned it down because I know how great I am, I know how great my product is, and I'm not gonna let them do us like they've been doing us. They've been taking and stealing from us since you can remember. The greatest thing you've ever seen that was invented, most Black people invented it. So we'll turn that down. We'll take the time out and take a look at my product. Okay, so I've invented this system. It's called the Easy Loader Ramp. I've designed some ramps that you never, ever, ever have to worry about where your ramps are stored again. Front yard, backyard, patio, basement. You'll never have to worry about them because the ramps are always with you. Here's the Easy Loader Ramps, and here's how it works. Now the ramps are stored in a compartment underneath your vehicle. I have this is a multifunctional ramp again. So you pull them out to this length. You can use this as a workbench. Then Also, if that workbench is not long enough, check this out. They extend even more. So you can put a whole sheet of drywall, wood, or whatever you need to put on it. Also, this can also be used for tailgate parties. The back of my truck has got a lot of stuff in it. But tailgate parties. So if you got a tailgate party going on, you sit your grill here, you sit your condiments on here, let your tailgate down, sit on your tailgate, you got your grill right there. And you at the party, you can hang out at the park, wherever you want to sit and enjoy your ramps. Now, there's another function of the ramps. The main function of the ramps, which I designed them for, these are just extra things that the ramps are capable of doing. You take your ramps out, you drop them into these little slides. There's 2 slides here. You slide them over, that means the ramps are locked in. They extend from a 4-foot to a 7.5-foot ramp. Drop into the slide, slide it over. They extend so you can load 4-wheelers, motorcycles, and here's how you can adjust. You can roll your dolly, load your refrigerators, anything that you need to load onto your truck. Now, like I said, General Motors has tried to come in with that offer of I can't say them, I can't put them out there. But the company came in with an offer to have the ramps, to buy my ramps, and I decided not to sell because I know who I am and I know my greatness. And this product did not just come from myself, but it came from my ancestors. Give me 1 second, baby. Give me 1 second. Let me finish you there. My ramps came from my ancestors. This is a product that came from my ancestors. So people say, how did you come up with that? It was nothing I did. That was a piece of DNA that was passed down to me from my ancestors. I just happened to see something, and my ancestry kicked in and was like, hey, when they was building the pyramids, I was one of my people was a part of that. You feel me? So they created that. They put that in me. It was nothing that I did. But even when I tell you, everybody's like, oh, you're a genius. No, I'm not a genius. My ancestors were the geniuses. I just got a little bit of their DNA, and it's carried on. And a lot of us are like that. We don't know our creativity until we tap into it. There may be something you may look at. I don't know, it might be a tire. The guy that came up with the way to run cars off of water. You feel what I'm saying? So it's certain things that you look at that opens up a portal in your mind that takes you back in time, and you just bring forward. And that's why we are so creative as black people. And we're gonna make it. A lot of us are gonna make it so much further if we just tap into that source. There's a source already inside of you. We built like this. We built for it tough, as they say. And here's my product.
Where can we reach you at? Where can we contact you? Where give us all your information, how you can be reached, man.
Okay, so I've got my phone number on the side of my truck here. That's my phone number, 573-718-1518. And then also my QR code. You can go to YouTube and type in Easy, EASY, Loader, LOADER, Ramp, RAMP, D5, and it'll take you to my video. Now in my video, you're gonna see some white people, but of course, no pun intended, but they use us, so of course I'm gonna use them. A fair exchange ain't no robbery. So I'm doing what they do to us. I'm using them to market my product. There's another video below the one you watch, you get a chance to watch, Easy Loader Ramp D4, that you'll see me in my original video. But I had to step my game up and, you know what I'm saying, try to get my ramps out there. Well, get them out there. I ain't gonna say try to get them out there. I'm in the process now of marketing them to different companies, and I'm looking for investors. I'm looking for people that, not just investors, people that can get me connected. We need to connect together, because I know it's somebody out there that can connect me to somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. And that's how it works. Anything that I can ever connect a person with, or any way, I'm gonna plug you. You know what I'm saying? So we need to plug each other. I know it's people that can, black people that's in positions that could put me in another position. I went to a well-known, they tried to get me on Shark Tank. I went to a well-known, one of the people on Shark Tank, I ain't gonna say his name, But I went before him and asked him to help me get my product on the market, which he could have, because he's one of us. I ain't got to say his name. But I asked him to help me get my product on the market. He told me I didn't have a business unless I sold some ramps. I don't have to have a business. This is going to sell itself. Because every white person that has ever seen this product, the first thing they say is, wow, man, I need some of those. Because they're always loading and unloading their products. Loading and loading. And anybody, construction, landscaping, whatever you load into a truck, you need ramps. And they built into your truck? Come on. Let's do this. Let's get together, man. Whoever sees this, contact me. If you got some connects, if I could do anything for you, landscape, whatever you need done, believe me, I can just about do it.
We appreciate you, man, and we wish you all the best, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.